Boom. 3 ways to instantly boost your mental health. And these are going to be very easy because when you're in a position like this, you just need it to be as easy as possible. You don't even have to leave your room for this. Number 1, gratitude journaling. For this one, all you need to do is get a piece of paper and write down what you're grateful for. Now, gratitude is the act of looking at a thing, an object, a person, an experience with appreciation for it. For me, this is also something I do to acknowledge that I'm blessed, and the things that I have are things that many people around the world don't have access to. The act of gratitude is shown scientifically. That's right, there's no BS in this. This is scientifically backed, scientifically proven to boost your mood as well as lower stress, and it even has physical health benefits and improves your immune system. Once you take this approach of gratitude journaling and just having gratitude for the things in your life, your outlook on life really changes to a more positive outlook because you're just more grateful for the things around you. You're more satisfied with what you have. You're not wishing for more, and that is a state that is better for your mental health. Number 2, meditation. This is the act of sitting down and focusing on something in the present moment. For me, I like to focus on the breath. There are some apps you can use to help guide you through the meditation, or you can just do it like raw without anything. When you are meditating, you're trying to focus on one thing, but your brain will eventually wander to something else. Now, when this happens, you just want to acknowledge it and then move your focus back to your object of focus. I'm just going to use the breath in this example. So your mind wanders, you want to bring your focus back to your breath. First, acknowledge that you've lost focus on your breath. Look at this graphic on the screen. You can think of meditation like a workout. Starting from the top left, you're mindful of the present moment, you're mindful of your breath. Then, at some point, you lose that focus. Your mind starts to wander. And when you first start meditating, this will happen a lot. Once you notice that your mind starts to wander, you then bring your focus back to your breath, back to your breathing. Once you've done this process and you've refocused onto the breath, that's like completing 1 rep. It's like a bicep curl. You've completed 1 bicep curl, and each time you do this, your mindfulness improves. Now, this will improve your mental health because your brain has something called the default network, and it's basically the network that it wants to go to all the time because it requires less energy. And this is basically the state where you're mindless, you're not focused on something. This default network focuses on things outside the here and now, so maybe the future or the past. When you meditate, you decrease the activity of this default network in your brain, and this improves your mindfulness. This reduces mind wandering. And if you think about it, anxiety and sometimes depression come from you thinking either about the future and worrying about it, which is anxiety, or you thinking about the past and being annoyed, being upset about it, and that's depression. Well, not always, but that's like a part of depression. There's also another kind of meditation, which I don't do personally, which is called like love and kindness meditation. You're focusing on like a person or a thing or experience that you want to show love and kindness and appreciation to. And you can kind of see why that would work because you're kind of meditating, which is improving your mindfulness, and you're also kind of having gratitude to something, which also is good for your mental health. So you're kind of combining the 2 things. I've never done it. I've done it like once or twice. So I don't know if the effects are there, but I'm assuming they would be there, and it's something you could try out. And the 3rd thing, reflective journaling. This is the process of writing down your thoughts, feelings, any processes that's going on through your mind. You can also use reflective journaling as a tool for planning. Now, as you can imagine, the reflection part is very therapeutic. You're kind of just writing out your thoughts, and you can think of it kind of like you got a pair of earphones which are tangled up and you're unraveling the earphones. And that's what you're kind of doing with your thoughts. You're unraveling it, you're processing them when you reflective journal. You're giving them the attention that they need, those thoughts in your brain. So obviously, throughout your day, you'll just have some random thoughts in your head. But sometimes they keep coming, and one reason that could be is because you're not really processing those thoughts. You just have the thought and you think, oh, I'll think about it later. But if you sit down and reflective journal about that thought, you can really process it, really get it out there, really see what it is, explore it. And from that point, it's not really going to be a random thought anymore that just comes up because you've unraveled it, you've seen what it is, you know what it is. You can also use it to plan out things or make decisions. I like to like write down pros and cons for a certain thing and make the decision when I'm reflective journaling as well. Now, reflective journaling is a lot deeper. It's something that requires a lot more effort than the first two, but I think the benefit that you get from it is worth even trying it, even for like 5 minutes or for a few minutes, just trying to reflectively journal about your thoughts. That will really help you. Now, how do we actually start doing this? Because you might have in the past tried to start a new habit, but you just eventually stop after a few days. So the solution to this, there are 2 key things that you need to take into account. So what you're going to do is create a habit tracker. This is basically where you're going to track these habits. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a column for the dates and then a column for each habit that you're attempting to do. So gratitude journaling, meditating, reflective journaling. Now for each day, once you've done the bare minimum for each of them, you tick it off. And you just focus on keeping that momentum up, on getting the ticks off each day. And this will create the habit for you. And then once you've got the habit set in stone, you can start worrying about increasing how much you do. So with the gratitude journaling, just write down one thing that you're grateful for the first day. For the meditation, just meditate for 30 seconds. And over time, you want to kind of progressively overload. You don't want to jump right into, I need to meditate for 20 minutes every day. Because if you do that, once you miss it once it just gets boring, you're just going to stop completely. But it's better for you to build up to 20 minutes over a few months. Create a habit, meaning that you'll stick to it. It's much better to do that than to just try jump into the biggest amount that you think you could do. So start off with 1 line of gratitude journaling, 1 minute of meditation, 1 minute of reflective journaling. And over time, build that up. And I promise you, your mental health will get better. If that video has helped you, like, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff. And I'll see you guys in a bit.